You are a media personality, PR strategist, founder of Mag Lebanon. You launched Mag Lebanon in 2014 when print was the mainstream way to consume information and media.
And we had the media, the traditional media, which is like the magazine, the radio, TV, billboards, all that. People back in the days were shifting from print to digital. So when I founded Mag Lebanon, the main aim was for Mag Lebanon is to connect these communities all together on social media. And the idea was very new for people to see the news on Instagram.
What made you get into digital media so early on?
When I was a child, so my parents used to film all my childhood since the day I was born. So I was always under these spotlights, and this drove me to study media. I said, why not my passion, not to be my profession? It's a pleasure and honor for me to be here in your podcast because I feel like it's the right platform to tell a story about.
Indeed, the right platform, no pun intended.
When you have a story to tell, you can tell it for the people to influence them. And in the world of social media these days, so we all can tell our story and use the social media in the right way, tell our story to influence people for better.
You have almost 300,000 followers on the Mag Lebanon page, around 10 million monthly impressions. Do you feel any pressure when you post?
When you post something on social media,
How much longer are you in Dubai for?
Thursday, because I'm going to Jeddah for the Formula One.
Ah, that's exciting.
Because it's a Formula One in Jeddah.
Yeah.
There's performance for J-Lo and everything. So it's my first Middle Eastern Grand Prix for the Formula.
Fun,
like, you
fun.
know, I did like before Monaco Grand Prix. It was an amazing experience.
Nice. And for this Grand Prix, are you going
For,
with
yeah.
any business angle?
Yeah, I'm
or-
invited by the Formula Grand Prix for the Saudi Arabian GP to cover it from a magazine. Yeah.
Nice. And are you into Formula One or?
Yeah, I did the Formula One in Monaco before, like 2 years ago, the Monaco Grand Prix in Monte Carlo. It was so cool. It was so much fun. What I like about the Formula One is that like the events that happens before the Formula One, it's all about the networking, the socializing, meeting the people, seeing all these people. So it's good for networking, you know?
So it's not just about the
It's
race
not only
itself.
about it's about the vibes. It's about the energy. It's all about that.
We just wanted to say thank you for joining Truth Central podcast today. We're going to have a lot to discuss, obviously, about what you do. You are a media personality, PR strategist, founder of Mag Lebanon, which is quite an influential platform with a big audience. What made you get into this world?
Well, first of all, good evening, John. And it's a pleasure and honor for me to be here in your podcast because I feel like it's the right platform to tell a story about.
Indeed, the right platform, no pun intended.
Of course. Well, what made me here is my passion. Like since my childhood, I was very passionate about media, the spotlights. But more important, it's like when you have a story to tell, you can tell it for the people to influence them. And in the world of social media these days, we all can tell our story and use the social media in the right way, in the right moderate way, and to tell our story to influence people for better.
So you got into the industry because you like this idea of storytelling, story sharing.
Yeah. You know, since when I was a child, my parents used like to film me a lot in their video camera, like to film our. You know, whenever you're young, you know, the parents take for you pictures.
Yeah.
They film your childhood. So my parents used to film me, like to film all my childhood since the day I was born. You know, there was the VHS. It was back in the days.
Yeah.
So I was always under these spotlights, and this thing like drove me to study media and to watch the news and all that. So I studied communication arts, which is media and communication in the Lebanese American University in Beirut. And I said, why not my passion, not to be my profession? Usually people like when they are at a younger age, when they go to university, they either study business, medical, whatever, lawyer, I don't know what, because like the parents, like they force them to study this if they want to go to uni. And if you realize there's a lot of teenagers, there's a lot of people, they realize later on that their passion wasn't to be a lawyer or to be a doctor or to be a businessman. And they end up of starting a small startup.
Mm-hmm.
Or they work in arts, they work in media, they launch a brand, everyone. So I feel like for me, when you have a passion, you can build up this passion and make it grow and grow and grow and make it better, you know? You
Definitely.
So I studied media, and back then media was traditional media. Back in 2014, Instagram was like for 2 years.
Yeah.
We had like Snapchat, Facebook, and back in the then X, which is X now. Back in the then it was Twitter. So, and we had the media, the traditional media, which is like the magazine, the radio, TV, billboards, all that. So it was my last semester in the university, and I'm a sociable person, and it's nice like to be sociable, to meet people. Sometimes like if you meet someone in a small cafe and you say hello to each other and you discuss, you say like just saying hello, maybe you end up doing a business together later on. So it's the smallest things in life. When you meet someone, you meet them for a reason. So I had a friend of mine in uni, she told me that you're very sociable, you know everyone, why don't you create something about it? Because like, you know, X, Y, Z, whatever.
You
And
can connect the dots, connect people,
exactly,
and facilitate, enable things to happen.
yeah, so be like a middleman to connect all these communities together. And people back in the days were shifting from print to digital.
Mm-hmm.
So when I founded Mag Lebanon, the main aim was for Mag Lebanon is to connect these communities all together on social media. And the idea was very new for people to see the news on Instagram, or to see it via Instagram, or even to see that they are social people and they are social personalities. They are being like celebrities and public figures.
And given the fact that, you know, you launched Mag Lebanon 2014 when print was the mainstream way to consume information and media, what made you get into digital media so early on?
It's all about because
you had it wasn't, you said you're passionate, but there's clearly a vision as well.
it's a vision because our generation was built on internet. Back in the days, internet has stopped there's a, like when you used to send a fax, you send an email. Exactly.
Correct.
So internet was moving very fast, and if you want to deliver something, you would deliver it online. So why not? And when we were young, we used like to use the internet. So we have this smart, you know, now the newer generation, they are way more aware of using the internet much better than us even, you know?
Yeah.
So I was futuristic about it. Moreover, or wherever, is that when I started this concept, which is concept of Mag Lebanon, people, they always used to go to the businesses, but they didn't used to know the people behind the businesses, or the families behind the businesses, or this person, what that they do, they does, whatever. I was the first, for example, to promote, example, John, which is you, to post to John. People would say, who's John? John is the owner, for example, of MyRight, or he's the creator of MyRight. So people used to promote their brands before not promoting themselves. I was very futuristic about this. So when I post like a certain family, oh, what do they have? They have a chain of restaurants. What do? They have a fashion store or whatever. And now, in 2025, the marketing strategy has changed. People are promoting themselves to get their business. So it became like a vice versa method.
Interesting. I guess because people connect more with
The person.
personalities and people than they do with companies and brands specifically, right?
Because when you build up like a social connection between you and the person, it's not about you using the moment right now to build up this connection. It's about building a long-term association. And when you're authentic, genuine, and real, you build up this networking with the person for the long term. Maybe I can meet you today and we can do the business later on.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like I'm meeting John today because John, he has a podcast or whatever. Maybe I know you since before, and like we were discussing and we were doing, and then here we are, we're doing the podcast.
Exactly.
So this is when you're genuine and authentic about it. It's about like you let it go.
Yeah.
You let it go in a natural way. Even in relationships and everything in life, when you force something, it doesn't work out.
Definitely. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
You mentioned, being genuine, being authentic. I'm sure in the world that you're in, you meet a lot of people. And in that industry, I'm sure you come across people who are not necessarily genuine, people who are not necessarily authentic. Do you have any, let's say, specific frustrations that you come across or that you experience in your industry through people?
Yeah, exactly. Not only in my domain, in any domain, there's a certain type of people that are like that. But for me, when you are yourself and when you are truly yourself and with experience and with time, you would read these people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about setting the limits and boundaries when you are dealing with these people. You don't need to open up so fast when you meet someone, even if they say, oh, John is arrogant. Okay, let them say John is arrogant. But when they discover John's personality, they will see John is not snobbish or arrogant. John is so friendly and helpful. Because sometimes people, they would meet you because, for example, you have a magazine or you're the business owner or I don't know what. They don't meet you because of you as a person. They meet you for the entourage that you know or for the friends group that you know, or they would use you as a tool to meet other people. And in the world of social media these days, what's the hardest or what's the most hardest thing is to filter these people. So that's why you need to set the limits, the boundaries. And as soon as you meet a person, you would see their intentions. You can read their intentions right away. And also you can feel their energy. So that's why I was telling you, like, it's naturally you keep things happen. I would tell you hello today. Okay, we've met. Maybe a week after, we would meet maybe in London or Paris, or I see you in a restaurant. Oh, you're sitting with a common friend of mine. And then, like, this is how you build it up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like I met you today, I text you tomorrow, let's go for coffee. And then I text you the day after, let us do this business. And then it's not like that.
Yeah. So you're saying...
So you can see who are the materialistic people through the way how they communicate with you. It's all about the communication. It's how you deal with people. But most important, of course, you need to be polite. You need to have your values and never let the outer people outside to keep you frustrated and change the person in you.
Yeah, I think that's a really big point, to be honest. The point that you shouldn't let negativity consume you. Because I guess no matter what you do, there will be people...
they will complain. Everyone is going to complain.
So you might as well do something that you enjoy. But a question I want to ask is, you have almost 300,000 followers on the Mag Lebanon page, around 10 million monthly impressions. Do you feel any pressure when you post? Or are you ever worried of negative comments, backlash? Does that get you, or you don't consider it?
First of all, the first lesson that I've learned in media is that when you post something on social media, you should have a social responsibility for the community that is around you. You need to have this social responsibility. So when I'm doing the news scanning or searching for a news or featuring a news, I should first believe in it myself before showing it to my audience.
And are you referring to,
for example,
posting the truth, or like...
Yeah, posting the truth. And at the same time, if I'm working with a brand and this brand want to collaborate with you, and they want to pay you a certain amount, but you look at the quality is very bad. It's fake propaganda behind it. There's a lot of something suspicious about it, but they are paying you this amount. I'd rather say no because I didn't believe in the brand.
Mm.
Maybe another time, a brand, you believe in it and you use it in your lifestyle, and they would give you an amount of money, maybe less. I would say yes and post it because I feel there's a future about it, or there's something, it's gonna do a buzz. You understand my idea? Even sometimes a person
As in, you're not going to endorse something or
that I
boost
don't believe
something.
in because I have my values.
Okay.
Even when
okay.
it comes like to public figures or celebrities or people, you know, every day, there's a famous person on TikTok, on Instagram. And so, you know, some people, they want to become famous, so they do the bad publicity thingy to become famous.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe that from bad publicity, there is a good publicity. And even like they would do something very flashy, I don't know what, to become famous. Why do I need to feature X or Y just because they're wearing a luxury brand, or they're driving a private jet? Why do I need to promote, for example, these people? I need to promote what they do in their business. If someone is just taking pictures all day on Instagram, what's the goal of taking these pictures and posting them on Instagram? Okay, I love Instagram, you love Instagram, I love social media, I love to go here and there, but it's all about how I use the social media, because I use the social media for my business purposes. And it's not a show off. When I work with a luxury brand, I'm not showing off the people or letting my audience to feel frustrated that you need to wear this bag or to buy this shoe. I do it because I love it. And I have a small message for all the people out there. Not everything sometimes you see on social media is really real, because the real life is the real life that you build up on ground. And I have a message for all the teens that if you want to buy something or you want to have a product, don't feel like go to your parents and tell them, please, daddy or mommy, I want this shoes, I want to buy it. Maybe your parents, they can't afford it for you. No, you can buy something, another price, low cost price, and it would fit you. You don't need to get influenced by what people wear to make you perfect or to validate you in the society.
Yeah.
Or in the social life. You don't need validation from anyone who loves you for who you are. They love you for who you are. You can work, have a salary, and from your salary, you can buy all these products and to have the great life that you want.
Mm-hmm. I think that's also a very key point, because of the fact that a lot of people that post on social media, they post their happiest moments, or they post even moments that are not necessarily real, and the life that they portray on social media is not representative of their real life.
Exactly.
So that then leads people, especially those of the young generation, to have an unrealistic expectation on how life is, how they should be feeling. It
misled them, actually.
Yeah, what they should be having. So yeah, that's a very key point to take into account when consuming social media, that this is not representation of life. This is absolute peak of life. People, even when it comes to beauty, there's all these apps that change people's appearance. So yeah, just important to,
sometimes like, okay, you see like someone on Instagram, you see a girl, you would say, oh, she's too pretty, wow, oh my god. And like when she's sitting next to you in a cafe, is this the same girl that I've seen on Instagram? Like,
I guess that's happened to you before.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Why do you need to change in yourself just because you're putting it on the virtual world?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, they just live in a virtual world, but they don't enjoy the actual real world, which is in real life. When I travel, for example, okay, I would post my business, I would post some stuff, but at the same time, I need to enjoy my time with my friends, not to stay all over my phone, filming or whatever. And not everything you need to show on social media. You decide, you're the content creator of your own platform. I don't believe when people, they say, we hate social media, we don't like taking pictures, we don't like whatever. Every person, they love to take picture. every person, they like to be recognized and they like to be known. But it's about how you use it and you do it. You know, like some people, they would say, I don't like to be known, or I don't like to be posted, or I don't like a picture. But deep inside, they do like, but they just pretend because they are afraid from the society judgment. No, simply you can say, yes, I like to take pictures. Yes, I like social media. I check Instagram. There's a lot of people, they have fake accounts and they check Insta from fake accounts. Maybe they would tell you, I don't have an Instagram account. No, they do have an Instagram account, but in a hidden username, and they know everything and they are aware of everything around, but they just doesn't want to tell that we are on Instagram or social media.
Why do you think that is?
Because they are afraid from the society to bully them, to attack them, to say, for example, if it was your birthday, for example, and you're doing a birthday party, and you like your birthday party to be featured on my magazine, for example, or to be featured in, there's a lot of these social media or social platform, whatever. People would say like, okay, he posted my birthday party, but I didn't tell him to post my birthday party. And he came just to invade the party or take the pictures and post. But in fact, it's you that you told me, come and cover my birthday party, or bring your photographer to cover my birthday party. And these people, it's too funny about them. You would say, yes, it was my birthday, I did my party, and I want to show it for the people. And the same goes for the weddings, like these huge Middle Eastern weddings. It's the bride and the groom. Maybe they are not celebrities, but on their wedding day, they are the star.
Yeah.
That's why you realize in the Middle East, people spend $100,000 on weddings, because for them, it's their moment of fame, as they say. So that's why they want to show the wedding, because every single person in us love to be known and recognized.
But don't you feel there are some people that do value privacy and do have a preference to lead a private life away from the spotlight?
Yes, I want to tell you a very nice story. The people that interests me most in life are the low-key people that I meet, and I build a one-to-one relation with them. There's a lot of people that are very successful. They are very known, successful in their business or their fields, but they don't use social media to promote their business. Once I had someone, they like to be low-key. I was like, no, you should show your success to the people, because look, this person is doing a propaganda about him, but he doesn't give the same feedback that you give to your people or in your business. He was like, you think so? I was like, yes, because on social media, when you put yourself in a moderate way, people need to have results on ground. There's a lot of businesses that, John, they promote themselves, but they don't have the knowledge. But just people, they go with the propaganda. That's why low-key people, if they are moderate in how they use social media, okay, you can go to a party and you don't film it. Okay, you can go travel on vacation. You don't need to post a story about it if you're on a vacation. But sometimes, if you're in a social event and being present in a social event, which is really important, yes, they should say that John was here. It means that John is connected, but he doesn't show his connections, but he show it in a moderate way.
So you're saying that on the basis that Instagram is this incredibly powerful platform
media is
for...
very powerful.
Or media in general, sorry.
Media in general is too powerful.
To ignore.
Yeah, because in life, you can do a character assassination for a person just in a way because they want to attack you in person. They don't want to attack you in business. Just because I hated John, okay, I would pay for media people to do a campaign against John. I would say John X, Y, Z, whatever, attack him, counter-attack him. And then John feels like they make the people hate him. Did you meet John to know who's really John is?
Yeah.
No, they just believe this platform because they wrote this news about John. That's why sometimes I feel the journalism or the media, you don't need to believe what you read. You need to explore it by your own. That's why when someone tell me this person is very rude, don't talk to. I was like, no, this person is very friendly. How did you know? In the way how they reacted to me. It's all about you need to have the arts of communication when meeting people. You can get from them what other people they didn't get. It's about how you're doing this conversation, this way. So that's why on media, you can make the people love this person or hate him.
Yeah, and to be honest, what you said about having these big media attacks to people, I've experienced it and seen it not just on a big media level, but even in personal life. There are people that you can meet, that you have various interactions with, that for whatever reason, I don't know, it could be jealousy. I don't want to make things up. Like, I actually don't know why people would do it, but there are examples where people
it's an
make
ego,
up.
it's an ego thingy.
It's an ego thing because people, like, I've had certain situations where I've had people try to spread completely false rumors that have come out of absolutely nowhere. Or in some scenarios, people say, you know, John is this kind of person, which I've never quite understood what propels and drives people to try and spread false information. Because it happens at smaller levels as well.
Even in smaller levels, they spread this false information because they have a grudge on you. Jealousy, ego, like maybe because John has his character or his personality. If he goes into this restaurant or this party, everyone comes around him. They want to take a picture with him. They see him very successful. There's a lot of people around him, and they want to do the same. Why John, not me? But in fact, they are attacking you or holding a grudge against you for no reason. Instead of that, they would go and build up their personal character or see what the lack that they have in their personality that make people go stay away from them. You know, like people, I don't know why, like when they see someone very successful or someone like who created, I used to be attacked. There's a lot of people, they would say, oh, Mag Lebanon is this posh magazine that is only like for the posh people and I don't know what. Not really. Sometimes I do a lot of charitable projects. I do a lot of charitable stuff, but I don't need to talk about or to speak about. You know, there's a lot of NGOs or there's a lot of communities.
Yeah, you do it in the background. You don't have to constantly. You don't feel the obligation to tell everyone.
Like for example, there's a lot of causes I would spread, and you know, this month it's April. It's the Autism Awareness Month. So for me, I've been an advocate for autism since like 9 years. And I cover a lot of gala dinners about autism. And I do this not for the money, not for the revenue. And yes, I feature it on my magazine because I want to spread this awareness. And now in Lebanon, in Beirut, we have on the 30th of April an annual autism gala for a big NGO based in the Middle East, which is called Open Minds. And I've been advocating with them since then. And I don't need them to pay me to put this cause. No, I do it because I do it from my heart to support these autistic people.
And out of all the other causes that you could have chosen to amplify or support, was there a reason why you chose autism specifically?
Because people, they don't really know. They used to hear like there's an autistic person. They used to get scared. No, an autistic person is a smart person. He's a normal person. He's a human being like us. So people, they shouldn't get scared. Like, I don't know why the society, they are very judgmental. Even like there's a lot of people that they have a certain disease or whatever. They feel like the other thing, which is hemophilia. Like people, oh, he has hemophilia. He can't get married. This is not true. A person with hemophilia, he just take an injection, but he can get married and build a family. And I know actually a friend of mine, which I know, they used to live in London, and they lived in London their whole life. They are Lebanese. They lived in London because he had hemophilia when he was a child, and he was taking all these injections in London, and they used to live there. And when he reached the age of 18, he told his mom, I want to build up an organization in my home country, Lebanon, to support the hemophilia patients. And he came to Lebanon, his name is Ray, and he started to spread the awareness about hemophilia. And even his parents and he made the Ministry of Health in Lebanon to cover the cost of the hemophilia injection for the people in need. Imagine, like, in the ministry in Lebanon, people, they didn't used to put a budget from the government for the hemophilia patients. And the injection is like for $2,000.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of poor families. So he had a message to tell. He got married in 2017, and now he has 3 children, and they're living a happy family. So see, this is how...
wonderful story.
Exactly.
Have you watched this TV show called Love on the Spectrum?
To be honest, no.
Okay, I'm mentioning it because it's the most recent TV show I started watching. I'm a few episodes in. I started watching it on season 2, so I need to watch season 1. It's essentially this kind of it's like this documentary on people that have autism dating. So people that have autism generally have a lot of social anxiety, and just like, people without autism, dating and finding a partner is quite a big aspect of life. But it's an aspect that people that are on the autism spectrum struggle with a lot. And this documentary, it films the experience of various autistic people talking about the dating experience, and it does some matchmaking. And I just found it like pretty powerful, because anyone who would watch that TV show that has autism would be able to see that they're very much not alone in this difficult journey.
This is very interesting.
And to be very honest, for myself at least, while watching the documentary, I noticed there were quite a few things that we can learn from people who are autistic. So the number one...
Exactly. The autistic people, like when you build up the communication with them, they are very lovely, they are very sweet, they are very sensitive at the same time.
Yeah, and the thing that I found, the most commendable about the people that were in this documentary were that autistic people have a tendency to be very transparent, very straightforward, and very clear. So there would never be, I don't know, in a lot of interpersonal dynamics in general and people, there can be a lack of being direct or open. So that leaves room to a lot of bullshit, or people who shouldn't necessarily be friends, like remaining friends for a while due to, lack of authenticity. So I don't know. I found that really, really commendable. Like everyone is like so direct.
See, this is the power of media and the power of movies, like to spread these messages in like an indirect way for the people to live, to feel this situation. Which is like about autistic people. That's why when you use the media, you can indirectly use the message, or you can deliver a message for the people. Mm-hmm. You don't need to go and tell the people like, you need to do 1, 2, 3, or you need to do that, this and that and that. No, you can use the media as a tool to show an indirect message about any certain situation. And this is the power of media. And I want to tell like all these teens and all these people that all the people that we know in life, nobody's life is perfect. Mm-hmm. Nobody's life is perfect. A person who tells you, I'm living my perfect la vie en rose, this is not true. Nobody is living a perfect life. Inside every house, there's a problem, there's a situation. There's a lot of people, they have billions of dollars, multi-million dollars. They have depression. They are sad. They have a lot of illness. It's not always money. It's always about you how to be happy. There's a lot of couples. They show like they love each other on Instagram. He loves his wife. She loves her husband, and then at the end of the day, they end up cheat on each other. So and every single person in life, they have a fear, or a weakness, or they have an insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that on social media, they started to, for example, like, I don't know how to say what's the term. Like through social media, they found this spot where they can breathe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why people, they started like to put and put and put, because they got this anxiety of them, like when they're depressed at their home, they would post on Instagram, I'm singing a song or going shopping or whatever. They remove this anxiety of depression. But nobody tells you that their life is perfect. What's most important in life you should always be grateful for is your health and your family and the passion that you have to work on and to build. And this is the most important. And like for me, when I started my business, I imagine like from 2014 till 2019, I'm a young teen building a small startup. And then out of a sudden in Lebanon, we had the financial crisis. I woke up the next day. All the fortune that I have worked on when I was still a startup has been frozen in the Lebanese banks. I lost all my money that I had. I felt like, no, it's not the money that will make you powerful or strong. Money can come and go. What makes you powerful is your PR, your smartness, the way how to find a crisis management. This is what I want to call it's a crisis management. You discover that you're a stronger person or personality when there's a crisis management.
That's when you reveal your true colors in bad times.
And the true colors of people, you discover them in the crisis, not in the happiness.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
why, like, if someone passes away, when they give you the condolences, you would discover your true friends. When you have an accident or whatever, you would see your true friends around you. All these happy friends that they see you, there's a lot of friends, like if you go partying, they just want to go to party with you to be from your clique and from all that. If you stop partying, they wouldn't tell you hello.
Yeah.
And this is like a lot of people we know, we interact with, we see, they don't like the person in them. They just like what's around them, only during crisis. Even if maybe there's a lot of friends of mine I don't see a lot. I would text them on WhatsApp, I'm just checking on you, hope all is great. This small message when they're checking on you, when they're not seeing you around, this is what makes you feel like these people are true friends. And true friends are the ones that you sit with them behind the scene, wearing your pajama, watching a movie or eating a popcorn or whatever, and you're enjoying your time. You don't need to go and sit in the restaurant to show that you're sitting with these friends and you're being seen.
Yeah.
A friend that they want to see you or to be friends with you, they like you, who you are, and they just enjoy your company.
Yeah, regardless of the situation or circumstance. You touched upon, Lebanon. It reminded me of my first time visiting. I went 1.5 years ago to Beirut. It was, to be very honest, far above my expectations. I had a phenomenal time. The most impressive thing for me personally was the people. Everyone was very warm, caring, kind. All my friends had this big responsibility all of a sudden to host, make sure I'm okay, I'm going to the right places. And from the places that I did go to, I found that it was tremendous value in the sense that everywhere we would go, we would have incredible food, lovely atmosphere, beautiful
people.
Decor, very hospitable people. And it's not often that you get to travel somewhere and you have all of those boxes ticked. And I think to some degree, it's also a reflection of the resilience of the Lebanese people, because the country has obviously
suffered a lot.
It's been through a lot. And in spite of all the challenges, the Lebanese population continue to push, persevere.
Because we have a crisis management mentality.
Yes, clearly. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. Like it was a culture
You know, I want to tell you, like,
enjoyed.
there's a lot of my friends from 2019 until today, they have left the country and they went and lived abroad, either in Dubai or in Europe or whatever. My friends used to ask me, Abed, why you didn't leave Lebanon until today? I felt like, no, I can stay based in Lebanon. There's the energy or the vibes or there's, I don't know what in Lebanon.
Something you can't explain.
There's a sort of connection between you and Beirut, or between me and Beirut is, I don't know, I can't explain it, really. I can't explain it at all. There's this sort of connection that even if I travel like for 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 5 days, no, I want to go back to Beirut, take my car, walk down the street, go to this cafe, have this manouche, sit in this cafe, and you know, see my friends, my relatives, whatever. So, okay, I can go, enjoy, have my business abroad, do everything. But being based in Beirut, like for me, was the greatest thing ever. And I couldn't leave. Even in the terms of the crisis or whatever we had and we have passed through, I stayed in the country. And the resilience that we have, even like if we have a certain situation, we are partying, we go to work like the other day, as if nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like we just, especially like we just clean what happens, like, I don't know, the bombs or whatever, and then we go normally to life.
No, it's very, very commendable. And honestly, very few countries would have the capacity to operate in such a way. So it's incredible how the Lebanese people live, and very commendable. For anyone that hasn't been to Lebanon,
they should have. They should go to Lebanon.
Obviously,
they should visit Lebanon. Yeah.
What dish and what destination must they discover?
You know, in Lebanon we have a lot of sightseeing and we have a lot of places. Like they should, of course, definitely like visit Beirut, which is the center of the city. Where they visit like Jemaise Street, for example. They should visit Batroun, Batroun area, which is on the beach. It's very nice.
Yeah,
I think you've been there and you had the lemonade, of course.
Yeah.
It's so nice. So there's a lot of places in Lebanon people they should go and visit. But what's nicer also, it's also the nightlife in Lebanon. The nightlife, the Arabic music, the clubs. It's so nice. It's so cool. And even like when you ask any celebrity that they have, also by the way, during summer we have a lot of festivals, and there's a lot of festivities that they happen across all the areas in the country in Lebanon, like from north to the south to the west to the east. In all cities in Lebanon, they do a lot of international festivals, and they bring a lot of celebrities and DJs. And there's a lot of something I like. When they used to ask all these celebrities, like, where's your dream to sing? They say, our dream is to sing in Beirut, to sing in Lebanon. For example, Dalida, the famous French artist, Charles Aznavour, all these huge stars that they have did a lot of concerts all over the world. They say that if we sing in Lebanon, we become famous in all the Middle East.
Interesting.
And this is what makes Beirut special, because like even before, like the huge brands, the luxury brands, you know that in the 60s, like we had a lot of luxury brands. They started from Beirut and then they expanded. Yes, Beirut, it is the Paris of the Middle East and Switzerland of the Middle East. So they can come and visit us this summer. They can go to a lot of places. They can attend the festivals they like. So.
I've heard Faraya. Faraya.
Yeah. There's a lot of places, and there's also a hidden gem. You know, during COVID, I live in Lebanon all my life. And during COVID, I discovered a lot of villages and places in my own country I didn't know that they exist before. For example, also there's an area in the north of Lebanon. It's called Kubayat. It's like in the north in Lebanon. It's like 3 hours drive from Beirut. I used to hear about this city and area, and there's friends of mine who are from the area there. They did a festival, which is Kubayat International Festival. It's like a festival for music, whatever. I went there for a weekend. I discovered like there's hiking and you can enjoy the nature and the people. I didn't used to hear about it before. And even I didn't used to know people from there before. So sometimes like you discover hidden gems within your country, even if you're, you know, this is when I think about the positivity of COVID. Maybe people, when they say COVID, they feel like COVID is something very bad. It was too bad. But I think the positive thing about COVID was that they made us reconnect with the person of us, or to reconnect to our humanitarian side of the people. Because during that period, there was a lot of lockdown. All people that they used to care about each other, they used to ask about each other. We used to do video calls with each other. We used to meet each other virtually or discuss because we cared about these people. Unfortunately, I feel like this sort of caring and the humanitarian love of people, after like 3 years when COVID disappeared, they returned back to their old them. Only few people maybe they would learn from this experience, but they returned back to the old this hate and whatever. I feel like COVID make us like pass. Okay, it's bad. It's a disease. I don't know what, but it made people like to connect with each other and feel like there's nothing worth in this life. What means is the humanitarian ties you build with people.
Yeah, I guess with COVID, with a lot of things taken away from us, we had the time to self-reflect, and we had the time to really realize what's important in life.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Well, one thing I want to also touch on before we wrap up is the collaborations that you've done. You've had a collaboration with Elisab, Maison Valentino. Can you share some insights into how those collaborations come about and what you do in those collaborations, and how brands should get in touch with you if they want to do a collaboration?
When you have a database and you know a lot of people and you have strong like connections between you and people, you can be this middleman that connect the brand with the consumer, but you connect them to the targeted, to the targeted audience. So it depends on even if there's an event or whatever, it depends on what are the deliveries of the client. You can deliver it. Like for example, for me, when I work with a brand and I put about it on social media, like for example, I post it on social media, people will see it, but on ground, it's all about how you promote it like one-to-one, You would say like if there's a wedding or whatever, why don't you go to this designer or to this brand? You do the word of mouth between you and the people, you build up the trust. And even at the same time, you can bring two brands from two different countries and you let them collab together. For example, this is what happened with me, like with Elisab. I connected them with a brand from Turkey and they did a collaboration and it was very successful and it was very huge. Because, when you have this vision or to see things, it happens.
Fair enough. And collaborations obviously are very...
And collaborations, when you build up the collaborations or the projects on an authentic way, and when I say like a John would fit for my right, like for example, you would fit to be an ambassador for my right. You would be the ambassador for it. It's all about having this vision and seeing how you can deliver for this brand. It's not about you're just posting for this brand or for working with this brand. You can work with plenty of brands. But for example, like for me, Elisab, it's not only like a brand that we're proud about, and they became an international brand, not only a local brand. But what Elisab has protected, they protected the DNA of the brand since day one. And also they have these family vibes. There are more that, for me, there are not only a brand that we're proud of or a Lebanese pride. The family ties that they have and the humbleness that Elisab has. Imagine like a person like him who has built an empire. the humbleness that he has and the support that he gives for the people and the authenticity that Elise Saab and his family have, nobody ever have it. Because these people you need to look up to. These people that you should take them as an influence. Not a person with a fake 10 million follower on Instagram. They wear a dress, they go to an event, they pretend that they have a brand or they pretend they have nothing, but they are very arrogant with the people and they think that they are the center of attention. No, you are not the center of attention. We have multi-billion people in this world. So you shouldn't feel that I'm the center of attention. Oh, they are talking about me. I'm important. No, if you're important here, when you go there, there's another person important more than you. So you need to know your value. And if you're confident, this is the last message I want to say. Know your value, know your worth, be confident about yourself, and you shouldn't feel like this insecurity that you have in life, you know?
Definitely.
Because if I'm sitting now with you, maybe you interviewed someone way more important than me. So I shouldn't be the center of attention of this world.
Most definitely. And I think insecurity is definitely a big topic and something that people should really
work on. I want to tell you something
on.
honest for the first time. I used to go to a life coach. I used to go to a therapist because like being exposed to fame at a younger age would it would drive you into a lot of stuff and frustration. Yeah, I used to go to a therapist and a life coach and all that because I wanted to build up another version of me. I wanted to build another Abed Rahman. Okay, I now there's a lot of my friends when they meet me, they tell me, you have a lot of maturity. How did you get like this maturity all in these 3 years? Like you have changed a lot, or the way how your attitude or you decide the project. I told them because between me and myself, I spent a me time between me and myself. I did a lot of therapies and all that. And this is who I am today. And for me, I feel even if you reach the peak of success, you shouldn't feel that you have reached the peak of success. You should always aim for more and more. You should always help new talents, new people, open up for them. You shouldn't take them as a threat. You should support them. And we all can eat from the piece of the cake.
Yes, because when other people succeed, it does not necessarily mean that the cake, that there are less slices of the cake. It can also mean that the size
Everyone
of that cake
can
is
eat
growing.
from the cake. Exactly.
Exactly. Because when someone succeeds and they build something, they can be increasing the cake, enabling us and others to have more and more of the cake.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank you so much,
joining
John,
Truth
and
Central.
It was a great pleasure.
And sharing your insights. And I guess you're here in Dubai for the next
couple of days.
Couple of days. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.